Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good
It's your favorite
evening.
time of the week, weekly picks with the bros. Got my friend Nando Talk, Red, White, and Bills here coming at you live 10-11 on a Friday evening before week 10.
Hey,
We decided because, we've been busy this week. We didn't get to discuss Thursday Night Football. We're just going to skip that one this week. But Nando, before we get started, how you doing this? How you doing, man?
doing a lot better now, man. We had a nice little pre-talk before the show. Sean RWB, right, Red, White, and Bills. Definitely subscribe to him, bro. It's a good guy, man. It's definitely nice to be able to unwind and then after a long week, long day, and then just be able to talk some football. With some just a good guy, just a good fellow. So it's gonna be a fun time to talk some ball, man. To chop it up, to hit this week 10 pick'ems.
Absolutely. Definitely reciprocate the favorite Anando Talk. Like, share, subscribe to his content too. And then it is Veterans Day, so shout out to the fellow veterans and
Hey,
past, present, future. Without the people out there serving, we wouldn't be free. So gotta give them all the love in the world. I got buddies still serving and some people that aren't here anymore, but all the love in the world to the veterans. And even the Dolphins fans won. So now
hey, man.
everybody, all the vets, man, all the vets, much love.
As a Dolphins fan, I do apologize. It did slip my mind to say it before the show, man. So
No, that's okay.
thank you for your service.
No worries.
It's correct me if I'm wrong. Is this Veterans Day usually like on a Monday, or does it not have like a specific day?
No, it's just always the 11th. So
it's only
whenever,
11th. Got it.
yeah.
Mm.
But
Right.
today I went with we picked a restaurant that we haven't been to in a long time, and I
There we
was like,
go.
oh, it might be okay. They got a free little menu thing for the veterans, so I was like, oh, some of that looks okay. It was like the worst food I ever had, but it was free, so I was like, I appreciate it. But I felt bad for my family because they were paying, they paid for something, and nobody liked what they had, and I was like, well, now we know not to go there next year. But I mean, it's always nice. And then my nephew's school on Thursday had an assembly for veterans, and I got to go, and then they give you a little flower, and then kindergartners and first graders and third graders all gave you like a little note, and it was really sweet and really nice. So
That's awesome.
I felt the love, and I always appreciate it, and I appreciate everyone out there still serving and all the support that people give. And I mean, a lot of vets love football, so you always see them overseas carrying, their team flags and watching, while they're eating chow, watching football. So, it's a fun time for everybody overseas right now watching football. But speaking of football,
And thank you for your service, bro. Before, hey, it's awesome. It sucks about the food, man, but like I'm glad you're at least able to, have some time with your family. Like at the silver lining of it all. That's pretty
oh
cool
yeah,
with your
I
nephew.
appreciate that, man. And yeah, that's I enjoy to every year. My family wants to go out for Veterans Day, and you know, even if it's just like an appetizer, they're like, hey,
It's the moment,
I'll pay for your meal too, and you get the free appetizer, and just to be with the family, it's always nice. So it was a great night. My grandma got to come out. She hasn't been feeling her best all the time, so the fact she got to come out was awesome, and just overall great night. And now tomorrow I got off from work, so it's gonna be a nice chill weekend, and then football's coming up.
Football's coming up, bro. Like that. Hey, I hope your Bills smack the Vikings just for you, man. That's the only time. It's the only time I'm gonna say that for you, man, for the rest of the season. So I hope
I
you
appreciate that. I
hope you get
appreciate
a win,
that.
man.
We'll talk about it, but we definitely need it after we had a rough game last week. But so we'll talk about it. Sunday morning, first time ever in Munich, Germany, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Buccaneers. So, I mean, I didn't even know we were going to be playing in Germany this year until recently. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I mean, we already play in the UK and we're in London, and then now we're going to go to Germany. Where are we going to go next? But I mean, Tom Brady, he's undefeated overseas. He's 2-0. However, I'm really high on the Seahawks right now, and I'm not so high on the Bucs. And Geno Smith's playing exceptional. Kenneth Walker is just a beast in the backfield.
Yep.
They got a young offensive line that's producing. They got a pretty solid defense. And again, the Seahawks team is the team we thought was going to be absolute trash in the beginning of the season, and now they're in first place, 6-3, with the potential to be 7-3. And I mean, yeah, the Bucks got Tom Brady. Yeah, they got Chris Godwin, but I'm gonna roll with the Seahawks on this one in Germany.
Oh, I agree, man. You know, Tom Brady is trying to be the first man to go not only stay undefeated overseas, but to go 4-0, 4-0 in 4 different countries. So
Yeah,
it'd be a pretty cool feat for him. But I agree. The Bucks are reeling right now. I think that the Seahawks are just Pete Carroll's doing a phenomenal job just coaching it up in Seattle. And Geno Smith, I saw, you know, it was a Jets fan. He was trying to troll a little bit on Twitter, and it was saying like, "Oh, what Geno Smith is doing is more impressive than any other quarterback, and that includes Tua." And at first, I was like, "Hey, man," but then I was like, "You know what? Like, Geno Smith was looked at as like a bust before this season. When he was
yeah,
on that roster, they were like, "There's no way he's gonna even beat out Drew freaking Lock." And now
yeah.
he's over 500. Like I genuinely think he's gonna beat the Buccaneers. They're keeping it up. They're keeping it hot. Like he's running this offense perfectly. So yeah, man, what Geno's doing is beyond impressive this season. Like
Yeah, I agree because it's funny because
it's almost like comeback player of the year, bro. Like it's like,
possible. Everybody first thought like, man, the Broncos got an easy one on them.
right.
Now it's looking like the Broncos got absolutely fleeced because not only did you get draft picks, but you got rid of Russell Wilson, and now Geno Smith is just balling, dude. And I mean, I thought, maybe he got lucky the first couple weeks, but he's clicking with, like you said, he's clicking on all cylinders with his offense. Pete Carroll's just a great coach, and I think that solidifies. The proof that it wasn't Pete Carroll's fault last year. It was Russell Wilson.
100%. Like I think that's like the coolest part is that Russ, when he was like, "Oh, it's the team. I can't win because of this team. It's bad. They've got to fix it, and they're not willing to. So I want to go." And then now it's looking like Pete Carroll and the boys like are team of the year. Like they're the front office is front office of the year. They finessed, they fleeced the Broncos. They got the picks. They're in a good position to rebuild, and they might not. They're still winning football.
That. Like, think about that, dude. They got a ton of picks, and they look pretty solid as it is. So I mean, and you still got Drew Lock just in case Geno's like a one-hit wonder on the year. You still got Drew Lock in the back pocket,
right, man? Like that's maybe you can say like, "Yo, I'm gonna trade him for a 3rd rounder or a 4th rounder," or Pete Carroll says, "Hey, I trust Drew Lock now that maybe next year I don't want to take a quarterback," which is ridiculous. But
yeah, exactly.
They might still say, "Hey, we might just keep fixing holes around the team and wait off."
I agree. For the people watching, like, share, and subscribe. We're streaming on both platforms right now. Show some love. Throw your picks in the chat. This next game, this one I had to think back and forth on a few times. I'm gonna let you go first. But the Detroit Lions going to Chicago, which it's crazy for me to say this, but the Bears for the last 3 weeks have just been putting up massive points on offense, 30, 25, 30 plus points a game against great, good teams, even like Dallas. Dallas is a top defense. They put up 30 on them, even though they got blown out 50-30. But this Bears team seems to have clicked on offense. And I mean, you saw Justin Fields, 178 rushing yards, like beat Michael Vick's record. That's just insane against any team to do that. And, they didn't win the game, but their offense is clicking. So when you look at the Lions, though, they have an awful defense. So I'm gonna throw it to you, Bears Lions. Who you got?
Well, I've actually, gotten to see these teams over the last 2 weeks through the eyes of the Miami Dolphins, but it's an interesting matchup. The Bears are pretty hot right now. I think the Lions, it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to try to balance their offense. DeAndre Swift is back healthier. They're still figuring out tight end now that they moved on from TJ Hawkinson. Amon-Ra St. Brown is back. I'm not sure who's going to put it up, but I think the Bears are going to win just because they're a little hotter right now, man. Fields looks like he's a guy who's gaining his confidence. They're allowing him to do his thing so far in the NFL. Finally, for so long they were trying to fit the system around Fields, and now they're just letting Fields be Justin Fields. Let him take off. If he keeps running, if he keeps like slinging around like he is, I think I saw he's 5 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, no turnovers in the last 2 games. Like, he's hot right now. I got to go with the Bears, man. The Bears.
Oh, yeah, I have to agree. And I chose the Bears as well because I think when it comes down to it, like you said, the Bears are hot right now. And the Lions defense has like never really gotten it together. So, I mean, yeah, they gave up 9 points to the Packers last week, but the Packers are just – I think they might win one more game, the Packers. They're just looking terrible.
Yeah, they look shoddy, man. It's
Yeah, so I'm going with the Bears. I mean, like you said, their offense is hot. Justin Fields finally has confidence. He looks like he belongs on the football field. And the Bears turn into an exciting team to watch. Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs, but I think adding Chase Claypool was good as well. And I think they're just going to be that exciting team that you never know what's going to happen week to week. Like, I mean, at first in the beginning of the year, when we got to play the Bears too, obviously, I was like, oh, that's going to be like 75-0. And now I'm just like, that's going to be a game where you got to worry about Justin Fields taking off now. Now he feels confident throwing the rock. You know, their defense is bad now, but you know, that offense can get going.
Yeah, no, it's Chicago's starting to turn it up, man.
Absolutely. Here's the next one. Your boys. I'm going to throw it to you first, of course. The Browns and the Fins. One thing I will say before you go is the Browns running attack is insane. So it's going to be hard for any team to stop them. And the only thing with the Dolphins for me, obviously I'm going to let you go first, but the only thing that scares me about the Dolphins is their defense hasn't been great the last few weeks, but your offense has been winning you the games where before there were some games where the defense could win it. Now the offense is clicking. So Browns Fins, I already know who you're going to pick, but talk about it.
I'm going for the Fins, and I love that point you ended off with. Now the offense is clicking, and we're winning those games that before didn't seem possible. Like last year, I will admit, it was the Dolphins. If the defense didn't come to play, oh my God, we were screwed. You know, the offense just couldn't hang with the big boys. And now, even when the defense is starting to be leakier, particularly in the first half, first quarter, the Dolphins offense has been clicking, been able to keep up with the other team and allow the defense to come back into the game and close it up and tighten up later on. So I like that new development in the Dolphins offense. It's mainly because of Tyreek, but just McDaniel as well, just implementing the scheme. I think that against the Browns, we can win. It's not as easy as a game as it would have been before the season. I think the Browns have actually looked very competent running the ball. They're third most attempts in the NFL, I think, right now. The Bears are number 1, though. So I was really using how we stop the Bears running backs as a key as like a kind of a test how we're going to stop the Browns running backs, because Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb are way better than Montgomery and Herbert, although Monty and Herbert are pretty freaking good.
Oh, yeah.
But we did stop them. It was mainly Justin Fields who ran up on us, and Jacoby Brissett is nowhere near the athlete that Justin Fields is, like not even close.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like,
you know about Brissett.
Oh, he is so freaking slow, man. Like, it actually angers me. Like, seeing now that he's like a starter, like I think he's doing fine as a starter, but when he tries to run, it angers me that we even attempted to run him on 4th and 1 last year. It's like, Jesus.
Oh, I remember that too. I was like, what are you doing, dude?
This guy's so slow. Like he's like deceptively slow, Sean. Like, but like deceptively fast. No, deceptively slow, right? Like you'll miss the tackle. He's probably like 2 yards behind where you actually projected him to be. Like, it's kind of crazy. So I think if we stop the run, we force Jacoby to try to beat us. He won't beat us nowhere near. And then we can rattle him a bit with pressure as long as our defense gets pressure on them. We have been a little bit poor on the end. It's usually in the beginning of games. I need the Dolphins secondary to play as tight as they can. Thankfully, it's mainly the Browns run defense, the run game that we have to stop. So that's going to play a little bit to the Dolphins' strength, thankfully. That's where we don't have any injuries. I need Bradley Chubb and Phillips to pop off. But as long as the Dolphins offense continues to stay hot, man, I think we take this win. I know I talked about this for like 3 minutes. Sorry, bro.
You're more than welcome. That's your boys.
My team, baby.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say the same thing. I got the Fins winning, but I do think this could be an upset game.
I got like 30-20. Like, I think it's gonna be like close, like 23-20, and then at the end, like the Dolphins are gonna put up a touchdown and we'll hang it up. Like,
the reason why I think it could be an upset is only because I've seen it happen with our team where a good running team can just run possessions out of off the other team. And then if they score and they take 9 minutes off the clock, then you get a possession, you might score. but now it's like the first quarter's done, and then now it's just they're going to keep running the ball. So that's why I think it could be an upset because there's more chances of mistakes from a passing than a running team. But like I said, your offense is hot. So, and I'm not really hot in the Browns defense. So I do think you guys are going to pull it off. What's that going to be? 5 in a row?
It would
4 in a row.
4 in a row.
Damn.
4 in a row. You go up to 7.
4 in a row against the Browns. And I think, like you said, it's going to be a tough game because the Browns did look pretty good against the Bengals. They're coming off a bye. But if you could stop the running attack, then it's just Amari Cooper and Njoku. And then you guys got
Njoku's out, bro. That's what I'm saying. They're a little banged up too. Like they don't have Jeremiah Owusu-Kamara. Like they don't have David Njoku. Like
so
a couple key pieces that were honestly gonna cause us a lot of problems, bro. They're out. Nobody's happy for. I mean, I'm not rooting for injuries, but like as a football fan,
now
bro,
like woof.
Yeah, woof. Like I don't have to.
But now you can laser focus on the run.
Yeah,
stopping the run, and if you get beat a couple times with Cooper.
Because Amari Cooper has beat up Xavier Howard, bro. Like if you're looking at a prop bet, like I would actually bet Amari Cooper yards. Like he bullied Xavier Howard last year on the Cowboys. It was pretty bad, bro.
Cooper's good, man. Cooper's good.
Coop's nice, man.
But before we continue, we're gonna throw up the stats from this week. I had another pretty solid week, but we both lost a few where we thought we would win. Nando's a great 18-10, only 4 back. And
22-6 is nasty though.
Huh?
You're nasty though. 22-6.
Hey, it's just luck for the first couple weeks. But let's see here. We both had the Packers winning.
What?
We both had the Bills winning. Of course. We both had the Panthers winning. They lost.
Yeah.
You had the Raiders.
I
had the Jags. And then I think that's. Hold on, let me see.
I know last week we were.
Then you had the Rams and I had the Bucks. But those were close games. The Jags and the Raiders and the Bucks and the Rams.
Bucks-Rams game was pretty close, yeah.
Yep. But I was 10-3. You were 8-5. But this week, I think we're both going to have a solid week, and I think it's going to be getting closer and closer. And it's going to come down to the wire in the last week.
I know, man. It's going to get close. I might have to go for some risky upsets this week, man, and just try to bridge the gap.
Yeah, hey, I'm thinking the same thing. And my upset of the week is going to be crazy, so I'm just going to throw it out there. But Broncos Titans. We saw the Titans on Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs with Malik Willis. He only completed 5 passes.
None to receivers.
Mahomes threw the ball 68 times, threw 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 450 passing yards, but they squeaked by the narrowest of margins out a win against this Tennessee Titans team in Arrowhead. And, I mean, this Titans team was on a 5-game win streak after we beat them. They were 0-2. We beat them 41-7, and I was like, I think that's going to make them like Vrabel. He's just that kind of coach that'll flip the script for him, getting blown out like that. They won 5 in a row, and they gave Chiefs all they could handle. Derrick Henry went off again, but I mean Malik Willis, like, did you poor guy, like expecting him like his first? I think it was his second start, but his first huge start going into Arrowhead and trying to beat Patrick Mahomes, but it took overtime for them to do it. But we know the Broncos. The Broncos are just cringy. They're just like their quarterback, doing high knees in the airplane. But I mean, for me, this one's easy. With Malik Willis or not, I got the Titans winning. I think their defense is solid. Derrick Henry's he's a wrecking ball. He's picked up his midseason form already. By now, the 200-yard game against the Texans, he's been getting 100 yards a game now. I mean, the Broncos got a good defense, but they're going to be consistent running the ball with Derrick Henry, and I think it's going to be a close game and a low-scoring game. But I got the Titans.
Tractor Cedo season, baby. We got the Titans as well. You described it perfectly, bro. Like with Malik or not, I think Tannehill was limited in practice, so there's a shot he's going to play. But with him or not, the team runs off like Derrick Henry, and if they took the Chiefs to overtime in Arrowhead, I'm not afraid of the Broncos. Russ has been dookie, and it's not going to go better for them at all. So Let's ride the Titans.
Yeah, right. Hey, and speaking of Dookie, I'm going to look ahead real quick just to mention the Dookie game of the week. The Raiders are in the Dookie game of the week again. It's Colts and Raiders.
I love that game.
That's
Saturday on a Sunday.
Yeah, that's coming up in a few. But here's Vikings Bills. The 7-1 Vikings come in on a 6-game win streak into Orchard Park and Highmark Stadium against the Bills, who lost a very tough division game when it seemed like, after a bad half against the Green Bay Packers in the second half, we could bounce back and look great. We had flashes of that against the Jets, but it just seemed like nothing was clicking. We didn't make adjustments. We let them run the ball over us. Josh made another couple uncharacteristic plays, and there was a lot of times where he could have took the stuff underneath, but for some reason he was trying to kill it deep. And Diggs had a good game, but another couple costly drops from Gabe Davis. I mean, we abandoned the run again, and it just didn't look like Bills football. And then Josh, hurt his UCL, and he's questionable for Sunday. But so when I was going back and forth with this, I said if Case Keenum plays, because we got Greg Rousseau's out, Edmonds is probably out, Poyer's out. We don't know if Trey White's coming back. I was like, how are we going to stop Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Hawkinson, and Adam Thielen with a banged up defense? So I was like, if Case Keenum plays, I don't think we'll win, but I'm going to make this, this pick as if Josh Allen's playing. And I think Josh Allen's going to play. The Bills are going to come back, play their Bills football. They're going to make the adjustments they have to. They had a great week of practice, and great teams don't lose 2 in a row when you got your guy at the helm. And every team, and everyone else knows, every team has a bad week or two. Every quarterback has a bad week or two. Every receiver. Nobody's immune to bad football. No matter how great you are. Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers had a bad entire season. So it's like, yeah, I don't like watching my team do bad, but it just happens. It happens like that. And, the Vikings are a great team. I'm not going to sleep on them. The line went from, 8-point favorites for Buffalo to 3, I think, or 3 or 4.
That's crazy.
But I think they're thinking because if Josh plays, he's still hurt. But I think he's a baller, dude. He wants to play no matter what. I hope that he's smart enough to, and that's the thing. They're so transparent about the injury. I don't know if I should be like, he needs to play if he can go, or if he's feeling like he shouldn't play. He shouldn't try to play anyway just to do it. He should sit out. But they don't tell us anything. So if he's good to go and he knows for himself, I can grip the football, I can throw the football without pain, I'm going to play. I think we're going to have a big game, and I think we're going to stop the Vikings win streak in its tracks. We're going to go to 7-2, and the division's going to still be tight. We're going to keep the number 1 seed in the AFC, and then AFC East is going to look hella good after this, and then the Vikings are going to go back home. Kirk Cousins won't have the chains on his neck on the plane ride this time, but they're a great football team. I mean, a lot of people have been saying, over the last few days, they're a fraudulent 7-1 team. They could easily be 5-3, but look at our teams. Our teams could easily be not 6-3 and not 6-2. I mean, we could be 4-4 or 5-3 also. But the Vikings are on a 6-game win streak. No matter how many points they won by, no matter who they beat, they're on. It's hard to win 6 in a row. So
100%.
Could their luck run out anytime? Absolutely. And what better time than having the Buffalo Bills have a bounce back game after another tough division loss? We're 0-2 in the division, which sucks. And we're going to bounce back, and we're going to light up the scoreboard. Bills Mafia is going to be happy after a couple weeks of, damn, that looked like trash all around the football field. Sorry to take up all that time.
No, you're good, bro.
Coming out tomorrow, but I got the Bills.
Hey, man. We've got the Buffalo Bills too, with or without Josh Allen, man. You're going to rock with it, bro. I was doing a little research while you were talking, bro, so no worries. It was perfect. I forgot that Case Keenum, when he was on the Vikings, played with the certain Bills receiver by the name of Stephon Diggs, bro. So I do think that the Buffalo Bills need to win to stay in the hunt right now, but for the Buffalo Bills, with or without Josh Allen, that's a good team, bro. That's a good defense. And it's going to be tested now again with Poyer sitting out again if Tre'Davious White isn't sure to return. But if Case Keenum plays, I actually think it'll be better for the Bills to let Josh Allen sit, let Case Keenum cook against a team he's familiar with, the Minnesota Vikings. He knows how they work. And he's getting reunited with the former receiver, Stephon Diggs, the guy who they lit up and got the Minnesota Miracle on.
Dude.
They've got the chemistry there, man. I think that if Josh does miss a couple of times, it might not be so pretty for the Bills. But if there is a game that they are going to pull up, I think it's this one against the Vikings. Like, that's a Case Keenum. It's time to come through. And at backup QBs, always they put a little bit of life in them. If they go most competent backups, and Case Keenum is one. When you play, if it's the first game, that's usually when you let all your magic out, you know. So this is going to be a big case. I think it could be a big case game, man. Like, is it in Buffalo or is it in Minnesota?
It's in Buffalo.
Bam. You know, like, he's been well accepted from the fan bases, from the little videos I've seen. Like, this could be a fun Case Keenum game. Buffalo fans, no need to fear. Case Keenum is here for the Buffalo win. Let's do it, Sean.
Yeah, you got a good point. I mean, this whole week I've kind of been just like, man, 6-2. Everyone thinks 6-2 sounds so great, but when you think about it, the 7 seed right now is 5-3. Yep. 6-2 is not safe as it sounds. Because we could lose. Say we lose Sunday, and the Chargers win, we'll be in the 7 seed at 6-3 when we were just at the 1. So, my friend Baker, who's also a vet, thanks Baker for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Win to stay in it, and you know, I really, people think I'm going crazy when I say like every game from now on is a must win. It really is, because we lost to you guys. We lost to the Jets. You guys are both 6-3. The Chiefs are 6-2. And here's the other thing. The Ravens have the 32nd hardest schedule in the league. The Chiefs have the 30th hardest schedule the rest of the year. And they're both 6-2 or 6-3. So the Bills have the 12th hardest schedule. So we want the 1 seed, right? So with 2 of the other top 4 teams in the AFC have easy schedules, we don't really have much room for error. So, I mean, I think we're going to have 3 teams in the AFC East going to the playoffs, but the 1 seed is important, especially because we had a bye week 6. So we're going to play like 13 games in a row without rest. So it's probably even more beneficial for us to get the 1 seed this year. But I mean, that's a great point. But I like what, you know, I was really down all week. I'm like, damn, if Case Keenum plays, we're going to get freaking blown out. Like you said, his best year, you know, it was 22 touchdowns, 7 picks in Minnesota. He went and won a playoff game with the Minneapolis Miracle. And like you said, backups, they might have a feeling like, I got to prove that because Case Keenum's, he wants another contract probably. He wants another chance to start.
100%.
He got beat out by Jacoby Brissett. The Browns picked Brissett over Case Keenum. So he's probably like, damn, I want another chance. So he might come out from the Bills Mafia and show out, be careful with the football, take what the defense gives them. Of course, if Josh feels 100%, I want Josh out there. But if Josh feels like I need to rest and he trusts Keenum, hey, I gotta just put the negativity in the back and then believe in Case. Dude needs a Hill jersey back there. You're gonna get a Tyreek Hill jersey or what?
Hey man, that's a Tannehill Dolphins jersey right there. That's why it's flipped around, so there's only the 17. But it is waiting. It was gonna be a Brandon Jones white throwback jersey, but he tore his ACL, so I'm still gonna get a jersey for him, but it's not priority number 1 right now. So Tyreek Hill might have to go on there, man. I might need a little white throwback Tyreek.
I hear you.
Clean Jello.
It's hard to pick jerseys.
Yeah, man. Most people have like a rule of like not doing like active players or whatever, but nah, man. Like when I wear the jersey, I want to root for the guy at the stadium. You know,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. It says Hines playing. He should be. I mean, I was kind of perplexed rather that he didn't get more than he got like 1 or 2 offensive snaps, and I was like, Christian McCaffrey, he had no practice, and he went and played like half the game in San Francisco. He's a running back. You can't tell him, hey, he's a receiving running back nonetheless. You can't tell him, hey, go catch a swing pass. You know what I mean? Like,
I'd assume it's more because Hines is going to be used a lot on pass blocking downs too, so it's a little more complicated.
Yeah, they probably have something up their sleeve, but he'll definitely.
They don't want to like risk him like going on and just totally blowing up an assignment. He's like, oh, I was supposed to be there. My bad, boss.
Yeah, he'll definitely.
I just let Josh Allen get lit up.
Exactly. He'll definitely play some this week. CMC went crazy the week after too, but yeah, he's definitely going to play this week, and I'm excited for that because it's going to add another piece to this.
You think James Cook versus Dalvin Cook? Any sauce there?
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, brother for brother, who's going to have more total yards, more touchdowns? We'll see.
People are talking the Diggs Justin Jefferson matchup, but that James Cook Dalvin Cook, I know like James Cook is like your running back 3, but like he got to be like, coach, please, man. Like I'm never gonna play against my brother again, bro. Like let me start, man.
Yeah, I think the Jefferson Diggs thing is kind of just like I don't think there's much there, honestly. I think
it's a very fair trade.
They both. I mean, I don't think they even think of it like that. I think it's just like what people are trying to be like. Oh, you know what?
I think it's more like an interesting thing, not like a beef thing.
Yeah, they're both solid, but I like the Cook brothers one because it's family, dude. You want to outplay you want the bragging rights. You want to be able to go on in Thanksgiving. We play on Thanksgiving, but I think the Vikings might too. But you want to have your Thanksgiving dinner with your family and be like, hey, big bro, remember when I had 2 touchdowns against y'all and you didn't get crap against us? And then he's like, yeah, okay. Takes a big bite of the turkey leg. But
oh man,
honestly, you got Vikings. Bills look like buns the last 2 games. They did, bro. But they're gonna turn it around. And
Case Keenum's the savior, bro.
I was the first one to say that they were playing like bums, but they're gonna bounce back. And here's another game where I thought about picking an upset: Texans and Giants. The Texans looked friggin' solid against the Philadelphia Eagles 10 days ago. And I said, oh, it's going to be close until the 4th and they're going to blow it. But they look pretty solid. The Giants are coming off a bye, and I think it's still up in the air about the Giants. I don't know about you, but I picked the Giants to win. But I was back and forth thinking this could be an upset game.
Yeah, it's I'm a Davis Mills guy. I like the long neck McGee. Like he's a cool fellow,
His neck gets longer as the years go.
I honestly, man, as he grows wiser in age, I think it's wild that he only had like 13 college starts before he got to the Texans. So he's officially played more NFL games than he has like collegiate games.
Yep.
So like that's pretty ridiculous. And I think he's done a fine job. Dameon Pierce is a phenomenal running back there. But they're playing almost like a much better version of themselves when you get to New York. They've got the same goofy quarterback in Daniel Jones, except he's much faster. He can throw. They've got Saquon Barkley, who's a much more advanced version of Dameon Pierce. And they've got the defense to boot at times. I mean, I think Xavier McKinney just got hurt on the bye week on like an ATV accident or something. That's ridiculous.
He was screwing around.
Screwing around, honestly, man. That's ridiculous, bro. Like, you're a professional athlete. Like, I get it. Like, nobody tells me what to do on my day off of work, but I also don't have like a multi-million-dollar contract and a bunch of fans and like literally clauses in there that say you are not allowed to put your body at risk. Like, I remember when like I think Gronk or like Brady were like caught like jet skiing or something, and they had like a massive freak show. Like, you can't jet ski, man. Like, what if you crash? Blah blah blah.
I mean, you're an asset. You're an asset to the team owners and the coaches. So, I mean,
it was like Brady like jumping off a waterfall with his kids or something, and they got so mad at him. Yeah, like, you're an asset, bro. So that aside, though, I do think the Giants are going to win. Like, the Texans, I just don't see it in them pulling it up. I think they'll hang close like they did against the Eagles, but nothing crazy, bro.
The Texans will be good eventually. I mean, like you said,
they've got some pieces.
I got a lot of flack last time I went on Stephen D's show because I said last year before to a few Dolphins fans, I think Davis Mills isn't as bad as people say, and I think he could have a better year than Tua. And I didn't see it as like disrespect to Tua. I was just like, I think people are actually sleeping on Davis Mills.
I could see that.
And I mean, this year, obviously, Tua's blown him out of the water, of course. But like you said, he only played 13 collegiate games, and he's going to be not – I'm not comparing him to Josh Allen like Jets fans do to Zach Wilson, but he's going to be better, really quick. He's going to have huge jumps because he's getting that experience. And
learn on the fly, man.
Yeah, he's going to keep growing. And think about it. He doesn't really have a competent receiving core. So I think you give him at least a weapon or two, he's going to shock a lot of people. And everybody in the chat was like, man, you're a Bills fan. That's why you're hating. Like, why are you even on the show? I'm like, all I said was Davis Mills could be pretty good if he had weapons like Tua. And I didn't say anything bad about Tua. I just said, hey, don't sleep on Davis Mills. Mills, he's going to be shocking the league in a couple years.
And I used to hate on Mills hardcore, man, but I've come to respect the kid's game, man. Like, he's throwing to Nico Collins, Brandon Cooks, and Brevin Jordan, bro. Sometimes Brandon Cooks, exactly. Like, at times Brandon Cooks, at times Nico Collins, because he's had his own fair share of injuries. Like,
yeah.
And then Brevin Jordan, who's also been banged up. Like, I can't even name the guys who step in to fill them in. Like, I could barely name those three guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's a shoddy room. It's one of the reasons why Dameon Pierce has been able to ball out. It's because they're like,
he's so good, man.
He's very nice, but it's also more like, dude, you're good. Please, bro, do something. Take the ball, go. Like
yeah, especially when you got no receivers, you got to rely heavily on the run. And the Texans' offensive line isn't terrible, so maybe they. Oh, and what's his name? That receiver from Alabama, right? He was hurt all season. I think.
John Mechie, yeah.
Yeah, cancer or something, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play this season. Yeah, I think he's recovering from cancer. Yeah,
so he'll come back next year, and then they'll probably draft another receiver in the first round because they'll be drafting pretty low. So I mean, who knows? Davis Mills might be pretty good next year. But don't worry, Dolphins fans.
He tore his ACL.
Trying to talk bad about Tua. I was just saying Davis Mills is slept on.
Oh, this sucks, bro. John Mechie tore his ACL, and then he was diagnosed with leukemia in July, man. Wow. So they said he's fighting through it, though. God bless him, though. That's terrible, though, man. Prayers up.
He's gonna bounce back though, and he'll be incredible. He'll be just taking the league by storm.
The next 2,000-yard receiver after Tyreek Hill, baby.
Dude, that's crazy. Tyreek Hill is just, my gosh, he's just eating the freaking yards up.
Boom, boom, boom.
Hey, if I was Tua, man, I'm throwing him 25 times a game and saying, "Yep, here you go."
That's what I'm saying, bro. There's no reason not to. You know, exactly. Why make my life harder?
Yeah, like why wait for plays to develop deep when I can just throw to Tyreek Hill 10, 15 yards downfield and let him work his magic?
I mean, I think low-key, bro, I think that's why like the first game, like it was like, I don't know if you probably didn't watch it, but like versus the Patriots, like Tyreek kept putting his hand up and Tua just wouldn't throw the ball to him. And then you would see Tyreek get open, and then they were probably like, oh, so when you're 10 yards behind someone, you're open. He's like, oh yeah, bro, just toss it, man. I'll see you in a second, bro.
Yeah, you toss it up, and I'll get there.
That's what I'm saying. Like, then they figured out that timing. That's wild. Like I don't know. I could probably throw a 7-yard touchdown to Tyreek, bro. Like if I had the timing on it, you know, if I get lucky.
Yeah, man, it's
just throwing him open.
Hey, you get the ball to your playmaker, so that's all you got to do.
Dang, I actually can't throw more than like 15 yards, so probably.
I probably could throw it like 2. That's why I never played quarter. That's why I ran and tackled. I couldn't throw the damn football. Here's another, easy probably pick. Jags at the Chiefs. I mean,
that's such.
What can you say? But the Jags could shock teams. However, I mean the Chiefs usually don't play 2 close games in a row, so they're probably going to blow them out by like 25. So I got the Chiefs by a long shot.
Oh yeah, Chiefs take the spread, whatever it is, bro. Like I don't even know. That's a Chiefs lock. They already had to hold a tough game against Malik Wilson. Like Andy Reid's probably pissed.
He probably ate like 45 cheeseburgers that night and was like, "I'm not going to bed until I figure out how to blow out the next team."
What a legend! Still kicking after all that, man.
And here's another game. It was runner-up for the doo-doo game of the week. Saints, Steelers. I'll let you take this one first.
Are the Steelers considered an underdog? Like, are they on the line underdog?
I think it's 2 points, but The Saints are 3-6, and the Steelers are 2-6.
Ah, yeah, no. So I am taking the Steelers to win though. That's not my underdog of the week though.
Okay.
TJ Watt said he's playing Sunday, man. So for me, that's the deciding factor. Yeah, like it's being about a slam, bro. Like Andy Dalton is probably terrified. He's like, no way, I have to play against TJ Watt again. I'm not even in the AFC North anymore.
I'm tired of it.
What is this? Boom.
Oh my! IBT Sports. Go give them a like and a subscribe to their channel. I'm pretty sure this is Lawrence. He's a Saints fan. Perfect timing. What are the odds I join at this? Hey man, I mean, if you guys weren't injured, I had you guys winning the division, but you guys got a lot of friggin' injuries that was just holding you back. But you're still in it. Even if you lose this week, even if you lose this week, the division's wide open for you. But I really appreciate you tuning in, man. It means a lot.
Dude, Chris Olave is definitely a bright spot on the season, man. Like, there's definitely some pieces for the Saints to look forward to. But yeah, you got it right, man. They're just too banged up right now. I would have probably still taken them just because I don't really have any confidence in the Steelers, but they're a whole nother beast when TJ Watt comes back on the field, man. Like, I don't have anything concrete except him saying I'm going to play and him going from 0 points to 17 points in my IDP league, like projection wise.
Damn.
So I'm pretty sure he's going to play. You know what I'm saying? So if he does,
he's been dying.
He's coming back from a torn pectoral in the same season. He's ridiculous, bro. Like,
absolutely. But one thing I will say, I'm rolling with the Saints because I think that defense is still, even though it's not what it was last year,
okay,
100%. They're still a really, really good unit, and they're humming right now. And I think the Steelers' offense is not going to be able to handle the Saints' defense. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Saints edged it out. I just traded for Josh Allen in fantasy this season. I'm in pain.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, hey, look at the trade. He's the one I traded. I don't know if I told you. I was like, you know what? I'm 2-6 in this one league. Fuck it, I'm going to make a big trade. I traded Travis Etienne and T. Higgins for Jonathan Taylor.
He's healthy this week.
That could either make or break my season. I think it broke it, but I mean, hey, I think Josh is gonna. I was really worried at first because people made it seem like he needed Tommy John surgery and he'd be shut down for the year, but he might be out this week. He might not, but I mean, he's gonna take those bad games personally. His 6 quarters of bad football, and he probably hasn't slept and just kept watching film because, I mean, if you saw him on the stand after the game, he looked like he was about to be in tears. And I was like, I feel that pain. I mean, I feel you do. So, Josh, I don't know. What'd you trade for him, Lawrence? Nando, how do you feel about the Dolphins' defense?
Bit leaky at times, man, but as long as the offense stays clicking, as long as we run the ball, we don't let them get too tired. We just don't have any depth anymore, is what it is. We're so banged up on the secondary. Like, I don't think people are understanding the fact that the defense, the secondary was supposed to look at Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, Javon Hall, and Brandon Jones. We lost Brandon Jones for the year with the torn ACL. We haven't started with Byron Jones, and then we played Trey Williams, torn ACL, Mackenzie Alexander, torn ACL. Then now we're down to Cater Co, who undrafted free agent from Texas A&M Commerce, who's been balling, bro. And then Noah Benogany, because Nick Needham, slot corner, torn ACL as well. Like, we lost
Little Igbo.
Like, Little Igbo is starting now because we have no choice. We lost 4 of our top DBs to torn ACLs. Like, it's over. Like,
it's
so
rough, man.
They do leak at times, and it's a little painful, bro, when we were starting like a UDFA free safety and a UDFA corner. But the run defense is there. I think if we start generating some pressure, we'll be nice, bro. Like, the Dolphins defense still has the times when they hold it down together, and they do well, man.
He also said this is a great point. He's looking into secondary, and you can see it. It's crucial to have depth at the wide receivers are too talented in the league, and that's 100% true, man. It's really tough, and even our secondary's been, with all the credit given, we're missing 3 All-Pros, and they've did pretty solid enough.
Oh, I love Cater Kohu, bro.
But you can see the difference. You can see the difference when.
Yeah, you guys have a couple rookies out there right now as well at corner, right? Besides like Elam.
Yeah, Elam, he's doubtful, but I mean he's
you have another one though, right? Like a 3rd or a 4th.
Christian Benford, he's a 6th round pick, and then Dane Jackson was a 7th round pick. but they've been pretty solid. But you could tell the difference with missing your all pros.
Right.
Josh Allen for Hurts and Tony. Was that which league was that in? And that's I don't know. That's
pretty solid, bro. Kadarius Toney is not looking so hot, man. I still got him in a league, and he's paining me, man.
Yeah, I got the Saints with this one. That's the first time we picked different so far today.
Let's go. I'm definitely picking different with you on the next game, so no worries, man.
All right. So here's the game where I wanted, as soon as I found out that Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow were on IR, I wanted to switch to the Colts. But then part of me was like, this is due to game of the week, 100%. I was like, you know what? The Colts got Jeff Saturday as their coach. His first coaching time, like his first week coaching in the NFL. He's never had any other experience, which is crazy because there's a lot of great coaches out there that don't get opportunities. And, you know, they just throw it to this guy because he played football for him. But I'm rolling with the Raiders, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams. I got Tay in a lot of my fantasy leagues. He's going to go off because I need him to. So
they
Josh
need
Jacobs
him to.
is another animal too. So I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Doo-doo game of the week, baby. Jeff Saturday on Sunday takes a dub out of nowhere, baby, man.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I was riding this for the Colts before Darren Waller and Hunter Renfrow went out, just for the fun of it. You know, they're like plus 6.5 or something. I think it'd just be hilarious if. Did you see his little speech? He was like,
Saturday, no.
He's like, none of us know if we're good or not at this, man. He's like, I just took the job, and maybe I'm amazing, and maybe I'm destined to be a great coach, and maybe I'm not, and maybe I'm gonna suck at this, and I'm gonna have to call in the towel and say I'm not a coach. I'm not good at it. But until I coach, we won't know, man. And I was like,
what a great intro to your coaching career.
I think he was like a high school coach for his boss man, Drew.
Thanks for tuning in, Andrew. Appreciate you.
Thank you for tuning in, bro. I got season tickets with him, man. He's a great guy. But yeah, like Saturday, it seems like he's just bringing this weird energy. I don't think it's going to last, but I think it'd be hilarious if he wins one game and then just craps out the rest of the season. So like the Raiders are dead to me. I thought they were going to fight to win for the division, and then they've just been so shy. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want them to get one more slap across the face and lose to the Jeff Saturday led Colts, man. I do feel bad for Reggie Wayne though, bro. Like Saturday's only coaching experience, he like coached like his high school son, his son's like high school football team or something. Yep. And Reggie Wayne's like a third year assistant on the staff, also played for the Colts and actually has experience.
That's a whole nother conversation. It's terrible. It's seriously terrible. And I mean, especially when you hire the guy and he comes out and says, I don't know if I'm good at this. There's people out there that are plenty qualified, and you're just like, who knows?
Like, it's wild to me, man. Like, and it's like if the only requirement that Jim Irsay was like, are you a former Colt? Yes, you're hired. Then he should have looked at Reggie Wayne and been like, you're already here, bro.
Then he finished with Green Bay too, so he wasn't even he didn't even retire with the Colts.
Yeah, man. It was like Reggie Wayne is literally an Indianapolis legend, bro.
He bleeds it.
Oh
man,
crazy. Oh well. I think maybe though it was more of like a Saturday. You're doing us a favor. Like if we hire Reggie, this roster is destined to fail, and we can't really hire a guy who doesn't win a team like a game.
Yeah. That's a good point. Maybe they're just gonna roll with them for the year and then move on.
He's like, hey, bro, I'm gonna pay you. Like, I don't want to ruin any coach's future, bro, because this is a shoddy roster. And he's like, yeah, bro, let me just coach 10 games and I'll go back to the booth and just vibe.
I don't like him in the booth either, just being honest. But all right. You know, here's another team, another couple teams where you're just like, what direction are they going in? Cardinals, Rams.
Oy.
I mean, the Rams, dude. Was OBJ and Von Miller really this important to that team? Because now the teams are figuring out, they're just going to throw to Cooper Kupp. Tyler Higbee's great. Their defense doesn't look that great this year. And Stafford just doesn't look like himself. And, I mean, I think the Cardinals are going to win this week. D-Hop's been going on a tear since he's been back. And, yeah, Kyler Murray isn't my favorite quarterback. But with D-Hop there, it just makes them a little bit above some of the teams in that division. And I think the Cardinals are going to win, and the Rams are going to be spiraling out of control. And I think this is going to put them out of the playoffs.
No, yeah, I think the Rams are screwed, man. I was just reading right now. Stafford got placed in the concussion protocol on Tuesday, man. Right. So he might play, but I was just checking. It might be John Wolford's season. So I think I got his name right. John Wolford, Wafflord. I don't know, bro. His mom probably knows his name, and then at least besides her, no one does because they're screwed. Like the Cardinals are going to destroy this man. That's crazy. Poor kid. Or maybe poor grown man. Like I don't even know how old this person is. So
he could be 40, like Mike Leonard.
He could be like, yo, I got drafted with Brady, bro. Come on, man. Show me some love.
Yeah.
So hey,
yeah, right.
It's kind of crazy. I'd definitely taking the Cardinals, bro. Yeah, sorry, LA. They're reeling, and even with Stafford there, they do look figured out. It's not been pretty. It's not been the same LA this year.
I thought they're, it's hard to win 2 Super Bowls in a row, but I thought they would be a playoff team. And I mean, maybe there's still a chance because basically the 7th seed in the wild card is wide open. So that right now in that division, the Seahawks are 6-3, the Niners are 4-4, and then I think the Rams are 3-5. But I mean, and the Cardinals are 3-5 also, I believe. But
then this shit sucks.
But then what is it? The NFC South, the Bucks are 4-5 and they're in first place. So the 7th seed right now was I think it was the Falcons. So I mean, I guess it's really up in the air. So this might not take them out of the playoffs.
Kyler's game time.
They're danger of being out.
Kyler Murray's game time decision too. This might be a backup matchup.
Oh,
I did see Kyler was questionable. I
didn't know that. Andrew, thanks,
Mr.
I still roll with the Cardinals, but
this is crazy.
That's interesting. Maybe he's he's a game time decision because he's like, maybe I should play Call of Duty instead.
Yeah, injured a hamstring and he's game time decision. Yeah, he's playing a little extra Call of Duty. He's trying to steal the thunder of the rightfully earned veterans. He's like, I play Call of Duty, man. He's like double XP, bro. Like it's time.
Speaking of players, did you see they made all the quarterbacks girls?
Yeah.
And they made Kyler Murray's he's like you can barely see his forehead because he's
like a tiny little girl. It's so funny,
Daisy Mills had like her big ass neck, and then I was like, my wife was looking at those, and I was crying looking at them. That's Jimmy Garoppolo looked like a supermodel. I was like,
yeah,
really,
Jimmy G,
really.
But if it is a backup matchup, man, yeah, it's not going to look pretty. I have no clue who the Cardinals' backup is.
I don't either.
I'm trying to look for it.
Is it Josh Rosen still?
Oh my gosh, no. Arizona. I have to Google it. Arizona Cardinals backup QB. Colt McCoy.
Really?
That's crazy.
Colt friggin' McCoy, dude.
I'm definitely still riding the Cardinals then, man. Colt McCoy. That's it. What a name, man. What a legend. Let's go. The gunslinger himself,
Longhorn,
bro. Yeah, dude. Texas Wonder Kid, bro. Colt McCoy.
Oh boy.
I'll take that.
Speaking of Texas, the Dallas Cowboys go to one of their hated enemies, the Green Bay Packers.
Yup.
My friend that's a Cowboys fan, he's trolling me. He's like, man, we're gonna get our asses smoked. I'm like, what are you talking about? This Packers team is just honestly, they might win 2 more games.
Yeah,
and that's pretty bad, I think that's being generous with the Packers. So I think the Cowboys are gonna just eat all the cheese in Green Bay. There's gonna be no such thing as a cheesehead no more. Rodgers is gonna retire, and it's gonna be a bad week for the Packers.
It's gonna be an ugly week, bro. Like I don't have much faith in Green Bay. It's pretty sad to see what's happened to Rodgers with literally no weapons. Like it's just Romeo Doubs and nobody.
I think he's hurt too.
Oh my God! It's just nobody. It's just nobody then.
It's me and you out there catching balls.
Yeah, they're probably like if the Dolphins need some kicker tryouts beforehand, like they need some receiver tryouts beforehand, I guess, up in Green Bay, get some Wisconsin boys up there picking down some passes for Aaron Rodgers because they're down to nothing, man. And I feel bad for A-Rod. I don't know if he's going to continue in Green Bay, if he's going to try to force his way out next year.
Maybe Miami.
Nah, man.
Here's the question: if Rodgers wants to come to Miami?
After what I've seen this year, no way, bro. No way, man. Because there's a chance that maybe Rodgers is just broken, bro. Like
that's true.
Like he's gonna be old. Like
you wouldn't want to give him a shot though.
Nah. Not like. Because like you said, bro, there's a chance where the Packers don't win a game the rest of the season. I think there's a chance for Tua doesn't lose the rest like a game until the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like if things go right. If the luck finally bounces in our favor, like I think those are just as likely scenarios because I think the Packers will squeeze one out. Not this week though, against the Cowboys though.
But you got to lose to the Bills the next time. It's only fair.
We'll see, bro. We'll see how the UCL looks, man. I want to play you guys at full strength, bro. But that's what I'm saying. Like there could be a couple favorable bounces in Miami's future.
Yeah, I mean, hey, this division, man. I mean,
it's a tough one, bro. It's a tough one.
I forgot to mention Aaron Rodgers threw 3 picks against the Lions last week.
Yeah, man, that's the thing. He's mortal now.
Season last year,
there was times where it was like Aaron Rodgers hasn't thrown an interception in Green Bay in 2 years, or some stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now he's crazy, bro.
That's what says not even a friggin' look at Rodgers.
He might retire some snap, bro, like that. That like he might like if I was Rodgers, I'd be thinking, dang, bro, I should have stayed and been the Jeopardy host, man. I could have been having a good time right now. Making good money, not getting hit, not tarnishing my legacy, bro, because there's people talking like mortal talk for Aaron Rodgers. Like he's no longer he's top 10 almost because he's Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? And not because he's been playing like a top 10 QB this year. I'd say Geno Smith has been outplaying him, which is ridiculous to say, but like
I think a lot of people you could argue almost every quarterback's been out playing him.
I'm saying
it's crazy to think like
he's mortal now, bro.
Dude was an MVP 2 years in a row, and then now he's playing pedestrian to say the least. But I mean, yeah, I'd probably say, you know what, Rodgers, you take that $50 million that the Packers gave you, get the heck out of here. I don't want nothing to do with you. But I've seen a lot of you guys talking about, before we get to the last 2 games, a lot of you guys talking about Lamar Jackson. Would you rather have Lamar Jackson than Tua?
Call me at the end of the season.
Before you answer, think about the possibility with Tyreek Hill, Lamar Jackson speed, Mostert speed in the backfield, running some like crazy triple option packages, crazy shit.
I don't think it's like even like I would honestly, the realistic answer would have to be like talk to me after the end of the season, but I really don't think we're going to be making a QB move, particularly because we just paid Bradley Chubb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think we have any money. I think we're negative now. At most, we have like $4 million. So it's not really like we'd have to trade like Byron Jones and Emmanuel Ogbah and stuff just to start making move. And then like, I don't know what we're going to get for Byron right now after he's been banged up all season. Like Emmanuel Ogbah hasn't been too hot either. And we just paid him last year. Like, there's not a lot of room to make a QB move, which is kind of why a lot of us were happy when we traded away the first round pick and got a guy who's going to take big money because it was like, yo, like we're all in, we're invested right now. Whether it would look nice, I think it could, but I wouldn't.
You're happy with your guy.
I'm happy with my guy. Again, if it's like a Madden world where I could just swap them out, like, well, why not? You know what I'm saying? But like,
give it a try.
But I know that there's salary cap, there's draft picks that would be involved because the Ravens are just going to let this kid go. Even if they did, there'd be a fat contract that like it just so many other factors that I'd rather take Tua on the rookie deal, and he's playing at an extremely high level, and I always like Tua anyways. So it's pretty
good point.
So many easy things for me, you know, and I just think we just don't have the money for a QB talk anymore, especially
quarterbacks, man. I mean,
so I'm saying we don't have 50 million. Well, we don't have 50 million. Like it just doesn't exist. I don't even know if we have 5 million. Like, so
we got like $2 left in our cap. So I mean, we'll see what happens. The rookies might not get paid. No.
You guys are volunteering this year.
Yeah, right. we might pay you next year, but depends how you play. Oh man. Sunday Night Football. The LA Chargers against the San Fran 49ers. And for me, man, the Chargers, preseason, I did a show with Nickel City Mafia and their crew, and we did predictions. A lot of them said I got the Chargers being like a top team. I said every year the Chargers on paper look outstanding, right? But they never get it together. This year, not only did they not get it together yet, but they have a ton of injuries. So yeah, they're 5-3, but I think eventually the Bengals are gonna, because right now, essentially it's just the Chargers and the Bengals fighting for that 7th seed. And I think the Bengals are gonna outstep them in the end. And I think Sunday night, Christian McCaffrey is gonna go off, Debo is gonna go off, Nick Bosa is gonna go off, and Fred Warner's one of the best linebackers in the game. He's gonna go off. And I think the spread was 7 points. I think they're gonna easily cover that spread against the Chargers.
Yeah, no, it's the Dolphins. I mean, now that we don't own the 49ers pick anymore, I could care less. I can root for the 49ers just good because by all intents and purposes, they have gone all in. I'm trying to check the status of both Bosa's. I want to see if there's a little Bosa Bowl right now.
Yeah, I forgot Joey's been hurt too.
Yeah, as I'm saying, I know one of them's hurt. I always forget which one's on which team. So my buddy
Joey's on the Chargers and then Nick's on the Niners.
Got you.
They're so good, man. I mean, Nick Bosa, I saw him up close, like when they were panning over to him. I was like, bro, this guy's legs are just his physique is just incredible. It looks like a bodybuilder where it's like you got your V tapers just like that. Your legs are just like tree trunks. I'm like, how do you even defend this guy?
No, yeah, he's a different level of monster, man. So what you're saying is that they're not going to play? Like one of them's not going to play? One of the Bosas?
I think Joey's still hurt. I don't know.
Dang, I was trying to look into it right now. My buddy Nathan has both of them on his dynasty football team. I couldn't check though. So that's tough.
Joey might be coming back, but I think he was still hurt.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been cool. But regardless, I do think the 49ers are going to beat them. They're just a much better coach team. It's just a more put together organization aside from the injuries. The Chargers always seem to shoot themselves in the foot. Brandon Staley is not a good coach.
Oh my god,
and
he kills him, man.
He kills him, man. Like he's an idiot, honestly. I'd love to see what they can do with more competent coaching. The Dolphins fan in me loves to see Justin Herbert flounder a little bit without weapons because it's like a Chargers fan. Here's a taste of your own medicine. Now supporting cast matters, eh?
The turntables.
Yeah, the turntables keep a turning, baby. Yeah. It's always so. But I do hope for a speedy recovery for Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. There's some great players when they are on the field, but I don't think the Chargers just have enough in the tank to beat the 49ers. It's not going to happen. Not on Sunday night.
And that means last but not least, does that mean this is your upset of the week as well? Monday Night Football, Commanders at Eagles. This is my upset of the week. And the Eagles, they've been dominating teams left and right. I just think in the NFL in 2022, in this generation of NFL, it is very, very near impossible to go undefeated. And I think the Commanders with Taylor Heineke are going to go into Philadelphia. They lost the World Series. Their city's they're kind of bummed out. And they're going to be going to the Eagles game, and then they're going to be expecting the Commanders just to get walked all over. But I think the Commanders are going to go in there. Scary Terry is going to go off. Taylor Heineke just going to be in playoff mode like he did against the Bucs, and like almost led them to beat the Bucs in that year when the Bucs won the Super Bowl. And this Commanders defense, they got 4 first-round picks on that defensive line. I think they're going to get to the quarterback. I think they're going to contain just Jalen Hurts. And I may sound like an idiot, but this is why it's upset of the week. I got the Commanders dethroning the undefeated Eagles, and I got a lot of friends that are Eagles fans. Nothing against the Eagles. I had to pick an upset, and this is my upset.
Hey man, fly Philly, fly, man. Like I think my upset of the week, if it's considered an upset, is the Colts game. Just they're like plus six and
Yeah,
a half. They're like plus 6.5 underdogs.
yeah, we'll say that because they're really, unless you wanted to be, I mean, like the Packers could be, that's a game where you could have picked an upset, or the Jags, or even the Browns over the Fins. But other than that, or the Broncos over the Titans, those are record. Those would be the record upsets.
I get what you're saying.
But I think the Colt, I'll give you that one just because it's like rookie quarterback, new coach, away.
Oh, if you'll grant me that one, because I just don't.
I think I got you.
Because I think that the Eagles, bro, are gonna smack. They're gonna smack them around, bro. I think that they're gonna unleash some mean Philly vibes. Like I wouldn't if I am a Washington like Commanders fan right now, and I had bought tickets to this game, I would not go to this game. Like, not because I think it's gonna be a bad game. I think it's gonna be a very good game. I think Philadelphia's gonna be. They're looking for someone to beat up. It's like like when you got picked on by a bigger kid, so you're looking on a smaller kid to beat the crap out of them to make you feel good again. And they're like, what, they've taken so many hits and they've got one thing to rally around: the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think that they're gonna try to put a hurting on the Commanders. Now, I do think that could play in your favor though. Like I could see a world where they come out and play too mad, too pumped up, get punched in the mouth by Taylor Heineke and just start to crumble a little bit. Like, oh my God, it's happening again. We're taking another beating. Another Phillies tight end is going down right now. But if they play hot and they stay hot, this could get ugly, man. I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree for sure. But I'm just thinking, man, Philly, they've been playing
I think it goes very either way. Like I think
it's a division game too.
Yeah.
But
I think one team's gonna smack the other, man. Like I could see it. I think if you upset, bro, I think the Commanders are gonna dog around with the Eagles. It's gonna look really weird, Yeah,
Philly's all around complete football team. But I mean, the Commanders are on a little win streak, division game. Wanting to keep alive in the playoff race. I could see it. We'll see what happens. I mean,
they score.
I got a 4-game lead on Nando right now, so I think I can afford to put that upset out there.
I mean, think about it, bro. Like, if the Commanders score and then they start getting in their heads, they're like, oh, we're your Astros, baby. Like we're your boogeyman. We're here to steal all your thunder. That they could get in their psyche a little bit, bro. I could see that upset pulling off.
100%. But hey, my computer's on like nothing right now. We just finished up wrapping up. I don't want to get turned off on everybody. So I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight, for supporting the Veterans Day stream, weekly picks, volume 3. You can check down in the bar below, see what the standings are. Go subscribe to Nando Talk. He's got great content. Go like his videos. I listen to his videos all the time when I'm working. Gets me through the time. And if you like my content, subscribe, like it up.
Check out Red, White, and Bills, baby. Subscribe it up, man. Check out the good content over there, man.
Appreciate you, man. Right back at you. I got a pregame show coming out tomorrow night, and I want to thank you guys again. But I'm gonna throw it over to Nando to plug himself in case my computer turns off. But go ahead, tell them where they can find you and what your next video is going to be.
Hey, man, you can find me at Nando Talk on Twitter, YouTube. Definitely appreciate it. The road to 450 continues. My next video is going to be probably the 3 keys for the Miami Dolphins to beat the Cleveland Browns. And then I'll probably do a little pregame, like game day stream like I always do on Sunday. The pregame preview, though, should come out on Saturday. Hey, man, when you do your little Bills preview talk and if Case Keenum plays, remember about that Case Keenum Stephon Diggs times, okay? Remember that Case Keenum played so hot that year that the Broncos were fooled and gave him a 2-year, $36 million deal after that. That's ridiculous,
true.
Bro.
That's true. We'll see what happens.
So, man, hey, good luck to you, bro, this week. And hopefully both our teams get some wins, man.
Yeah. Hey, we got to keep climbing. Appreciate you guys. Bro. God bless you. Go Bills. See you next time.
Stay safe, man. Thank you for your service again, bro.
Oh, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for joining me. I love it. Next week's going to be another good one.
Damn, we'll be ready to rock.